Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bow and Arrow Tarot. This is the weekly love tarot outlook for the earth sign of Capricorn. And we are going to get right into it. If you're looking for your general reading, that should be up on my channel. Every Thursday, it's all about the earth sign. So I do the general reading and all the love readings. Virgo should be up and Taurus should be up as well. But right now, Capricorn, it's all about you and a particular connection in love that you have with someone. This could be an ex, a reconciliation. This could be somebody brand new. Whatever the connection is, we're going to take a look at the message that comes through. Please remember that these readings cannot resonate with everyone, obviously. And so, if you find yourself thinking this isn't me at all, then this reading just isn't for you. It's for another Capricorn. Let's get right into it. Six of Cups. King of Swords, Page of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles. Page of Swords for your person. Five of Wands for your person. Wow, Magician energy. And we have the Page of Cups. At the bottom of the deck, Five of Swords. A lot of bickering and arguing and fighting and back and forth. Ugh, it's exhausting, Capricorn. Right? It's pretty exhausting. So let's get right into it. How are you guys coming into the week? Well, you're coming in with Six of Cups energy. You're in love, right? You have a nice connection with this person. You feel great. You feel affectionate. You feel close. You feel like spending some intimate time together, right? So you're coming in this week with a really good vibe. It's very harmonious. Your person also coming in with Page of Swords. Very confident. Lots of confidence this week. It's fresh. They have a fresh energy about them. Having said that, there's a little bit of an issue with confidence. You have a lot of pages, okay? So there's an issue here with almost youngness, right? What exactly... It may be that this is a new connection, but also it just feels like there's some young vibe, some young energy coming to this for both of you, okay? So very, very new, I feel like. Knight of Swords. All right, you're taking action, certainly, to get closer to this person. And Knight of Wands. So both of you are taking action to get closer to each other. Having said that, though, they see you, and there's a lot of competition, Capricorn. Are there other people vying for your attention? Because interestingly enough, when they look at you, when they're oriented at you, the vibe that they get is one of, there's a lot of people involved. A lot of feelings, a lot of people. A lot of arguing, a lot of bickering, a lot of competitiveness, right? Ace of Pentacles comes in. So there's an opportunity here with this person. I think this is a new relationship, honestly, Capricorn. This is a new connection, but there's a real opportunity coming in. Moon energy, okay, and that's where it gets a little vague. There's a real physical opportunity coming in for them to get closer to you, or, for them to sort of make an obvious statement about wanting to be connected to you, right? And yet they come up against all of this other energy coming in, all these other people coming in, right? You really don't know how to take them. So as I say, Six of Cups, yes, you have attraction to this person. You feel affectionate, but there is also, because I feel like this is a new relationship, so this is not somebody you've known for a while. This is somebody that's just come in. You're not really altogether sure how to take them. Their energy comes off quite harsh. They're very blunt. They're very to the point, Capricorn. You're bringing a lot of sort of, there's a lot of commotion and a lot of conversation and, a lot of sociability. But this person is very fiery. They're bringing just a lot of heat. A lot of passion, and yet at the same time, they're coming off quite severe, quite dominant. They have a dominant attitude to them, right? And you're not really sure how to take that. You know that this is a new endeavor. Yes, the affection is there. The attraction is there. I think you guys may have sexually hit it off. I think, you've Listen, let me get a little bit more specific here, folks. I think that, yeah, you guys hooked up, but in terms of a long-term relationship, in terms of like an actual relationship, yeah, Five of Swords, you're not sure. There's a lot of arguing, a lot of bickering. The actual communication is difficult. I think this may indeed be just a connection that's physical. Six of Wands. Yeah, this feels like it's... Listen, it feels to me, Capricorn, like, yeah, you guys hit it off. You guys love spending, you like spending that physical time together with each other. But when it actually comes into engaging with each other, it's kind of like you're both very childish about it. Hey, keeping it real. You're both a little bit childish. You're both a little bit sort of jumping the gun, making quick decisions. And there's a lot of sort of back and forth. There's a lot of bickering. There's a lot of, I want to say, immature, bickering and picking at each other and arguing and competitiveness. Well, you said this, so I said this, or you did this, so I'm doing this. There's a lot of that going on here. And you're just not sure if you're feeling it. You know what I mean? I think that it may be like, yeah, this is too much work. Excuse me, sip of coffee. You have Five of Swords twice. So there's a lot of competitiveness here. There's a lot of feeling of like you guys can't win. Like whenever you engage and you talk and you get to any, it's like, the ego is playing a lot in here, right? It's like nobody wants to give the other person any credit, or it's like constantly like jockeying for, who's better. It's really weird. This is a very off-putting vibe. Yes. Physically, there's something there, but there aren't any other cup cards here. There's no real love here. Like deep, deep love. You guys don't really understand each other. You're both really, I want to say, you're both at the same level in terms of maturity, right? And I'm not saying that you're immature, but I'm saying that you're both at the same level in terms of emotional maturity. There isn't a lot of give here, okay? And in fact, yes, you are attracted to each other, but I think that's mostly because you're very similar. And that similarity is what's causing a lot of the competitiveness as well, on the other hand, right? It's not good enough for your person to be great at something and you not as good, or for vice versa. It's like you guys both need to shine. This fell out. More page energy. Page of Pentacles again, reaffirmed. Yeah, a lot of childish energy. A lot of sort of like back and forth and justice. There's your balance. Yeah, is there balance? There is balance, but it's almost a balance of two equally immature sort of energies. You know what I'm saying? That's almost what it feels like to me here. You guys aren't, I would say that this is the thing. When two people who are quite young, and I'm not saying young in age, but just young spirited, somewhat immature in love come together, they're only ever going to be difficulty there, right? Ultimately, a person who's a little bit more emotionally immature requires somebody who's emotionally mature to sort of fit, right? So that when they are up to their antics and they're sort of like bravado and all this, the more mature person in a relationship can kind of sort of handle that and be like, well, do we? And then there's learning that happens, right? You learn from each other. But when two people who are very much, and I'm not talking about two people who are resonating highly and they're very mature and they both understand each other, when two equals like that come together, it can blossom. But when two people who are both still quite rough around the edges when it comes to understanding, sensitivity, empathy, ego, pride, things like that, all of those things that are associated with a little bit more immaturity, when two people like that come together, it's just toxic, because neither one of them can make room for the other. And it just really feels like this is a scenario here. You guys really, really like each other, but you both just don't have your head in the game. You just haven't gotten that experience yet, or that maturity level yet, to really take it to the next level. And for each of you, this just isn't a good fit. You know. A lot of fighting. Look at all the fives. A lot of fighting, a lot of arguing, a lot of competitiveness. I think both of you probably still like to play the field a little bit. I don't see any commitment here, you know. Hey, I don't, right? Very arrogant. This person here has a lot of confidence, and that's okay. They're allowed to. They feel very confident in this relationship. You know, they are coming to this, and let me be a little bit more specific. Your person is coming much more from the attitude of arrogance, okay? They're like, oh, well, I'm going to get this Capricorn, and I'm going to, you know, because again, there is also still this issue of a lot of other people being involved, right? A lot of jockeying for position, multiple lovers, things like that, jealousy. Possessiveness coming into play. And the person, and again, this could be vice versa, Capricorn, but your person is the one who's really presenting with a lot of arrogant energy, a lot of haughty energy. They're convinced that they're going to get you. The energy that you're bringing to this, that's a bit more, I want to say low vibrational energy. It's just the bickering. You're just kind of bickering with them and really kind of in competition with them. There's a lot of arguing back and forth. You don't want to give them the upper hand, etc., etc. They, on the other hand, are really coming from an ego point of view in terms of you being a prize. If I get my Capricorn, that's a prize that says something about me. So I'm going to be honest here, and I always am in my readings, that this is a reading for a Capricorn who needs to really mature emotionally to be in a relationship, so that that relationship isn't always about competition and who's better than the other. And certainly who's dealing with somebody right now who just is too much like you for you to grow and to get better through this relationship. If anything, this relationship is just going to implode and unravel. It's certainly the type of relationship, I want to say, that later on, in years later, people say, oh, you know, we got together once, but it was awful. We're much better as friends. Okay? This is this kind of connection. Much better as friends. And once you realize that, it's like, oh, okay, we should just be best friends, because we're basically the same people. We just can't be in a relationship together. Let's pull these animal spirits. The Phoenix and the deer. So the Phoenix is a ether animal spirit associated with the root chakra, associated with birth and rebirth and death and reincarnation. And yeah, this relationship definitely needs to sort of die and burn, and from it something completely new rising. And as I say, it makes perfect sense that a deep abiding friendship is what really you guys are going to end up landing on, more so than this intimate connection, which really doesn't suit the two of you. Deer energy, feminine, earth energy associated with the mother, very fiercely protective over the young, okay, but also vulnerable, right? The deer brings in a vulnerability, but a strength, a resilience, a need to protect something, especially when something is in its infancy and it's fresh and it's new and you want to protect it, right? So this new connection you have with this person, there is a way between the Phoenix and the deer energy. There is a way to protect this, because this is a good connection. As I say, as friends, this is an excellent connection, but you want to protect that friendship. And in order to do that, you may have to decide that, hey, you know what? Let's just not try this intimate thing, because ultimately, if we keep going down this path, we're just going to hate each other. And right now, we're kind of going down a path that is jumping over the possibility of us actually just being really good friends, which I think is what's meant to happen here with this person. Spirit of gold, spirit of Saint Nicholas, and demon spirit. Spirit of gold, wealth, status, windfall coming in. Take that for what it is. All right. Spirit of Saint Nicholas, gifts, generosity, and assistance coming in for some of you. Okay. I love this card. This card shows up a lot for my readings. And then we have demon spirit, tormented, fear, shadow self. Of course, again, you know, you guys, yeah, it does feel like there's a lot of sort of torment here between the two of you because ultimately you're really not designed to be with each other. I'm just going to keep it there. You know, a new connection, a reading for a Capricorn that has a new connection with someone that is really fraught with a lot of tension, a lot of competitiveness, a lot of sort of immature antics. And at the end of the day, I think you're both going to realize that the truth of the matter is you're much, much better as friends than you are as lovers. Spirit of Gold, Ace of Pentacles. Somewhere out there, somebody's coming into a windfall as well. All right, Capricorn, this is your love outlook for this week. I do hope you got something out of it. I hope that it resonated for you. Take a moment to look at the general reading for today, which is also up on my channel. Hit that like button, perhaps subscribe or get notified of my premieres on my channel. And also, let me remind you all to please do take a moment to go online and figure out your natal chart. Figure out where your rising sign is, or your moon, or your Venus, or your Mars. Those signs are important too. Your moon sign, oftentimes you're going to resonate with a reading that's associated to your moon sign more than you will with your sun sign on any given day. So take a moment to do that. So if you're looking for, if you're checking out readings to help get insight on a particular situation, you want to definitely know your natal chart. And you may be geared more towards a Leo or a Libra or a Virgo or an Aquarius reading today because of those natal placements. So I do like to remind you guys of that. But for right now, Capricorn and Capricorn cross watchers, I wish you guys love, life, and happiness. And I hope to see all of you at your next reading. Have a great week. Bye-bye now.